welcome everybody to another episode of We're Inspired. I'm back in the kitchen this evening and I'm going to be bringing you all a mouth-watering dish. This is called the fish kofta. Before we go ahead and start to make this dish, I'll just go through some of the ingredients with you. So as you can see, I've got my spice rack. We've got diced red onions, normal onions, tomato, coriander, garlic, nigella seeds, bay leaf, etc. We're going to be using, the fish we're going to be using is called a tilapia fish. This is available widely. You can buy this from some of the larger Asda, Sainsbury's, Tesco. You can buy it from your local Asian grocery, Oriental grocery. This is 400 grams of tilapia fish. You can make this dish with other fishes if you prefer. A lot of Bangladeshis, they use gualmas, romas, and the favorite one is one called the chitolmas. You can already buy the minced fish frozen from the Asian supermarkets. But the reason why I thought I'll use this is everyone can get their hand on it. You don't need to go looking for it. You just go to large Asda or Tesco, Sainsbury's, and you'll have them in the fridge. It's frozen, so yeah. So before anything, let's crack on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these into little chunks just like this, as you can see. And once I cut them, all 4 pieces, I'm going to put it in this blender and then sort of give them a good spin. You don't want to put them all in together because it's not going to do anything. Just a few bits in at a time. And what we're going to do is we're going to blend this. You don't want to turn it creamy. You want to have it sort of bits in there still. Let's try that much. Just going to give it a quick mix. Can you have a look in here? That's done. So here we have it. We've blended everything together. Look at that. So what I'm going to do is, I've got the diced fish here. I'm going to add the spices. There's not a lot of spices. We're going to add like half a teaspoon of chili powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric, and half a teaspoon of coriander. And then we're going to add these red onions here. You need to make sure they're finely diced. And then we're going to add some lemon juice. More than enough. And then we're going to add a handful of coriander. There we go. Give this a good mix. So we're going to add half a teaspoon of salt to taste. And then finally, there's 2 things that's going to go in. We've got some potato, baby potato. This is 2 tiny small potatoes and 1 tablespoon of just ordinary flour. This is actually to sort of hold the kofta together. So I'm just going to peel the potato. So here we are. I've added 2 small baby potatoes and 1 tablespoon of just ordinary flour. Like I just said, this, you're going to have to mash it up. This is just to sort of keep everything together. Here we are. We've got the kofta to turn into balls now. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put a small amount, turn it into a little sort of round ball. But what we're going to do is we're going to flatten it out a little bit. Here we have it, that fish kofta. Oh, these smell absolutely fantastic. What we're going to do is we're going to fry them. So you can deep fry them, but I'm not going to deep fry them. I've flattened them out. So I'll show you how I'm going to do my piece. So you want the heat on a medium high. You don't want it too hot because otherwise it'll just cook the outside and not the inside. So I'm just going to wait for that to heat up. So you want to put them in gently. You don't want them breaking, 1 at a time. Bismillah. There we go. Alhamdulillah, I've got them all in. So we're going to leave them on a medium high for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. Have a look here and there, turn one over just to make sure you've not burnt them. It's been about 4 minutes, 3-4 minutes. So I'm turning them over. As you can see, look, they're getting golden on one side. That means it's ready to turn over. There we go. They've been about 4 minutes on each side. And they look absolutely fantastic. So I'm gonna put them on a plate. So in total, approximately, we added 8 tablespoons of oil. We cooked the kofta in this, and I'm going to use the same oil to turn it into a curry now, kofta curry. So what we're going to first do is just add just under a tablespoon of nigella seeds, a small piece of cinnamon, a couple of bay leaves. Put these in first, only so you get all that aroma out. 1 teaspoon of garlic. So now the garlics have gone golden, we are going to add the onion. I'm going to add just under 1 teaspoon of salt. So while the onions are softening up, I'm just going to dice this tomato into sort of little bits. I'll show you. This is going to be added to the kofta dish. So the onions should have softened up by now. It's been about 10 minutes. Here we are. That's ready. Give this a little bit of a stir. So now we're going to put the heat to a low, only because we're going to add all the spices, and we don't want the spices to burn. Half a teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of curry powder, half a teaspoon of coriander, and we're going to add 1 teaspoon of chilli. Remember, we've added all this into the kofta as well, but we didn't add too much, only because we're going to add loads in here. Now we'll leave this for a couple of minutes, a minute or so, until it works its way into the onion. This is ready, so we're going to add half a cup of water to this. Don't add too much, because you want to keep it like a boona. So here we go. Now we're going to add the diced tomato. I'm going to add another half a cup of water here. I'm going to add some green chillies here. We're going to add them whole, so it doesn't become too spicy. Okay people, so this is done. It's been about 15 minutes in total. The consistency is, I think it's perfect. It's not too runny, it's not too thick. So now this is time to add the kofta. So you add the kofta gently. Put the flame down a little bit. Or in my case, the heat down a little bit. So gently, just give them a good mix. Turn it over. So put the lid on it for a few minutes, and we'll come back to that. And here we have it. It's been 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. Fish kofta. Absolutely mouth-watering. So this is the last and final touch. Some lovely, lovely coriander. Gives it a lovely fragrance and flavor. That's perfect. Alhamdulillah, here we have it. So we've got the fish kofta. I didn't show you something. This is what I done earlier. So when I was frying the kofta, I left some separate. Because you can have this kofta on its own, or you can have it as a boona, however you desire. So I'm going to give it a taste. So here's the kofta on its own. You put a bit of lemon on it. Try this out. Bismillah. This melts in your mouth. This is absolutely fantastic, wicked. To be honest with you, I could have done with a bit more chili, because I prefer it a little bit more spicier. But for you, if you don't like it spicy, do it the way I done it. If you prefer it spicy, add maybe an extra sort of half a teaspoon of chili powder, and then it'll be fantastic. I hope you like this, but this is what I've been waiting for. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take one from there. I just hope it's not really hot. Bismillah. Wow. Now I can feel the spices in my mouth. You need to try this at home. This is absolutely banging, mouth-watering masterpiece. So if you've all liked this, like, share and subscribe for some more fantastic videos. See you soon.